Shalom, shalom. Take that narrow path, don't forget. All right. If I can turn this around, I can't move this computer much. There, I'll turn the spotlight on. What I got up here is tomatoes. Here. Just tomatoes that I grew. And got some peppers. These are banana peppers. Some jalapeno peppers. And I have cayenne. Let's see if I can pull off. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I got some wheat. I need to shuck it. I did husk some, and yeah, it's a job, I'll tell you. There's the wheat that I husked, shucked. Okay, let me turn this. I'll turn this around again. Then okay, shine some light on it. What I have is quart jars and pint jars. These are the pints, of course, they're smaller. And well, you've seen the pressure canner. So I'm going to be doing some canning. I've already made some salsa, and I kind of messed up. Not real bad, but yeah, bad enough to where I got to buy new lids for the pint jars that I used up. I took and I cut up cayenne peppers and jalapeno peppers, and I threw them in my mixture of tomatoes. And I got so caught up in reading the directions on how to cook it, I forgot to put the package in of seasoning. So, but I only made 6 jars. And it was the trial thing. This is the first time with my pressure cooker, so I just, I'll turn this light around. Not that it's going to make much of a difference. All right. Yeah, I probably show you. They show you, it'll only take a second. Yeah, there's my pint jar that I made. You can't really see it. It's not really. The lighting in here is, yeah, not so good. So at any rate, on top of all that, my pressure gauge, the lid fell, and yeah, it kind of messed up the pressure gauge. So I got one on order. I'm going to replace it. And it'll be here like Friday. So I can't do any more canning and be sure about the pressure that's in the canner. So I'm not going to can until Friday. But at any rate, well, you see my garden. I made a video on how I grew a garden, and I try to encourage everyone to grow their own food. You know, so you're not going to be able. I grew a garden, and I'm not going to be able to eat everything all at once, and everything. You know, the tomatoes and everything become ripe, and if you don't eat them right away, then they're going to go to waste. So, you know, you can them. No big deal. Learn how to can. It's not hard. If I can do it, anyone can. Yeah. It's the same thing with growing it. You know, you see a worm, you say, oh, worms, I got worms, and I need some insect spray. And oh, while I'm at it, I might as well get some um, plant food. And yeah, you just take care of your plants like you take care of an animal. Um, so it doesn't require a whole lot of money, but it does require your attention. And okay, look. You know, the Father says to proclaim His name, to summon His name, to preach His name, to teach His name, to love His name. Um, that's what we're to do. And fortunately, He allowed us through means of the internet. It's real easy to access the information necessary to come to the truth of His name being Yahuwah. And, you know, we're to do that. We're to seek Him. And when we do that, He blesses us. And you know, the Hebrew word for that would be Baruch, or Barak. A lot of people don't like to use Barack because, you know, Barack Hussein Obama, and you know, I can understand that, but you know, that's what his name is, or that's what blessing is, as the word for um, bless. Okay. How can I say this? You know, it's really important that we focus on Him and proclaiming His name and summoning Him, and not focusing on the New World Order or the Illuminati or 33rd degree Mason and everything that's going on. Uh, you know, he told us his Ben, his son, his word, his Torah told us these things have to be in order for the lawless one to be revealed. Well, if you're going to follow the lawless one and you're going to kill people and you're going to worry about everything that's out there on the internet, then, you know, you could be taken away with it. Those who believe in falsehood will be taken away with it. The truth is, when you follow Yahuwah, He will protect you. He will guide you. He will lead you. He will show you the path to walk on, the path of righteousness. He is our righteousness. And we're not to focus on these other things that are taking place. Yes, we're to be watchful. We know that He is at the door. We have learned the parable of the fig tree. When its branches become tender and it puts forth leaves, you know that He is at the doors. He is at the doors, people. He is at the doors of our minds, our hearts, our being, our nephesh, our soul. And we're to focus on Him. We're not to focus or worry about anything else. We're to please Him in the Spirit. The flesh can't please Him. If you grow your garden, you're growing it to feed yourself, and to, well, hopefully feed your family, feed your neighbors, you know, but not just with your garden food, with His Word. We are to consume His Word. We are to read His Word. We are to show ourselves approved. We are to study and show ourselves approved, lest we be cast out into outer darkness. And, beaten with many stripes. I don't, that don't sound good to me. At all. But we can get caught up in chemtrails and Fukushima and all these bad, evil things. I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying we know who's in control. And Yahuwah is in control. He is coming back. And He is going to destroy those who are destroying the world. And we are to remain faithful to Him. We are to love Him. And we're to stay focused. We're not to turn to the left or to the right. And we are to focus on Him, knowing that He's going to take care of it. And if we have to die, then we have to die. But remember what He said. Those who try to save their lives will lose it. And those who lose their lives for His name's sake will find it. And that's what we're to do. We're to lose our lives for His name's sake. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that narrow path. Not a lot of people will agree. And they'll say the name don't matter, it's the character. And well, that's not what his prophet Yoel said. It's I got something going on here. Okay. Yeah, it's not what his prophet Yoel said. jump up, grab my scripture, because grab my sword, because I don't want to misspeak or lead anyone astray. Yeshayahu. Yeshayahu. Malachi. Micah. Amos. Daniel. Yoel. Yoel. Come on, Yoel. Yeah, I never plan these videos out. I just make them. Just something I do. You know, I could plan them out, but yeah, I'm going to let the Ruach speak through me. He's in control. He's in control of everything, especially, hopefully, my mouth. You know, I want to keep from speaking my own words. Although I do that, I'm not going to say I don't. I fall short. And I pray Yahuwah forgive me. And I don't know why this is giving me such a hard time. I usually pull Yoel right up. And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of Yahuwah shall be delivered. There it is. It's Yoel 2:32. 2:32. So, you know, he's saying that we need to call on the name of Yahuwah to be delivered through his Ben, Yahushua. We are to follow him. He is the truth. He is the light. He is the way. And no man will go unto the Father but through the Ben. If they go through him, then they must be in him. They must be doing the word. They can't just be hearers of the word. And you can find that in Hazon. Not the hearers will be justified, but the doers. Okay. So, if you're under the illusion that Torah is done away with, it is only because the Pharisees had a Torah as well, but it was the laws of men, not the laws of Yahuwah. He does not change. If he had laws, he still does. It is the law of the Talmud, man's traditions, that have been done away with, not Father's Torah. He gives us loving instructions, not burdensome laws like the Pharisees and the scribes. You gotta pay your taxes, and yeah, no. It's just a misunderstanding, and we've been led that way because of the Pharisees. Yahushua told us they were hypocrites, and he pointed that out. He got right in their faces. He kicked their money tables over, and he told them, he told them the Father's name. He said, "My Father's house is a house of prayer." A lot of people have done awful things, but they can be forgiven. And no matter what they've done, as long as they got breath in them, as long as they're alive, they can turn back to the Father. And that is what the Father wanted. He said something to the effect, if a wicked man learn to do righteousness, surely he shall live. But if a righteous man turns and does wickedness, surely he shall die. It is not the wish of the Father that the wicked perish, but that they turn back to him and live. Proverbs 28:9, he who turns his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer is To'aba'im, To'aba to Yahuwah. Even his prayer is an abomination to Yahuwah. In other words, Jacob, he spoke it. He said, we put bits in the mouths of our horses to turn them which way we desire. And a large ship blown by a mighty wind. Don't quote me on it, but is directed by a small rudder. In other words, he's leading us, and we need to be obedient to him. We need not speak out of our own mouth, our own will, our own way of thinking, being led by our own spirit, but we are to live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Elohim, for it is written. And it is written. There's your sword. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of Elohim. So if you think that, oh, you're going to pick up your gun and you're going to go out and shoot somebody because they're coming after your food or whatever, then you're on the broad path. You need to turn back to them and realize that this life is but a breath. We're to follow His bend. We're to be in His bend. And His bend did what for us? He died for us. To show us the way. And He was raised again, just as we will be. That is our expectation. And it is true, according to Shaul Paul, according to all his prophets. So, she's over there chewing on this bone, man. She's just making a heck of a noise and making a heck of a mess. And I gotta show you this. Hopefully you can see her. Put some light on her. What are you doing over there? You're kidding me. Oh, go on. I don't want it. No, I don't want it. Nope. Go away. Don't want it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Alright, I'm making this video way too long. But yeah, we're to believe Him all the way. And, you know, we're going to go through hard times. And we need to stay strong. We need to stay in Him. And know that these things are going to come about. And we need to stay faithful to Him. And that's what He expects of us, to remain faithful to Him. You know, we're not just trying to save our own life and especially our money and stuff. Wow. You know, people worry about, oh, these bailouts and this and that, and they're taking from the people. And no, He said not to store your treasure on earth, where moths and rust consume, but in heaven, where they don't consume and thieves don't break in. Like I said, don't quote me on everything, but you should be able to get the understanding of what he was saying. Yeah, we're to live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Elohim. For it's written. And that's where we need to go. That's where we need to be. We need to be in Yahushua all the way to the end. All the way to the end. We're to remain faithful to Him. And yeah, you know, people are going to take our lives. This is going to happen. I ain't worried about it. Yeah, I don't want to go through the torture that Yahushua went through. That would be horrible. but I would do it. I would do it. I would do it for the Father. And that's what we have to do, and that may be what happens to us. But we're to remain faithful to Him. So on that note, shalom. Don't focus on all these things. Turn it off. Stay away from it. There's plenty of brothers and sisters out there who are proclaiming the name of Yahuwah, and those are the people that we need to stick to. We need to stick close to our brothers and sisters and uplift them and build them up and encourage them and you know, reprove, correct, and encourage them to stay in the Word and to stay focused on the Father and His Son with His Ruach HaKodesh. Yeah, there's a lot to this, and we need to stay away from all this bad news because it can get you down. It gets me down at times, and hey, I'm human. In case you didn't know, yeah. And I have feelings and emotions just as everybody. And, it's easy to get off track because there's a lot of people out there saying a lot of things, man, and a lot of it is true. You take, the radiation that's pouring out of Fukushima, the meltdown that has occurred, that's all true. But the fact of the matter is, it is appointed unto us once to die. And we need to die in Yahushua. And not die focused on what's occurring. I mean, we can stand up against it and say, hey, this is no good. But the people that want to make money off of nuclear energy and they want to control people with the nuclear bombs that they make from these depleted fuel rods. Yeah, not good. Not good. So, my Joy is telling me, you gotta get off there, Dad. You've been on there long enough. You've been on there long enough. Oh, you've been on there long enough. Oh, had enough. Get off there. Okay. Well, I wish you all the best. In the name of Yahuwah, remain in His Ben, in His Ruach HaKodesh, will lead you in all truth, and remain faithful to Him. Pray to Him always, always. Uplift your brothers and sisters. And all my brothers and sisters out there that understand and believe, hang in there. I encourage you. And to those that are just coming to His name, I encourage you. we all are on this path, and we need to help one another and encourage one another. All right, enough. Down, go. Go lay down. Enough. Go lay down. Go. 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 Go lay down. You go lay down. Go lay down. She gotta have all the attention. She can't stand not getting the attention. She's all up under my legs. She hears me talking. She thinks I'm talking to somebody. She's like, you can't be talking to nobody. You gotta talk to me. Hey, go lay down. Go. Go. Go lay down. Alright. I forget where I was. But anyway, I've got an excuse. I went through a massive stroke. And yeah, the only reason I'm alive is because Yahuwah saved me. It's the only reason I'm alive. And, you know, you can believe that or not. Before I had my stroke and before I came to His name back in 2008, 2009, yeah, I was calling on JESUS and LORD and GOD. Those were in my vocabulary, and I removed them from my vocabulary because of what He says in His Word through His prophets. You know, not a jot, not a tittle will pass from the law, from the Torah, or His Nebaim, His prophets. It's in Hosea. I had to think. I'm pretty sure it's in Hosea, where He says He'll remove the names of the Baalim out of their mouths, and they will no longer be remembered by their names. Yeah, so, you know, that is what He's doing. That is what He's gonna do. And you can believe it or not. You know, that is what the Father said. And people need to believe what they read in His Word, in His Scripture. Hallelujah. Praise you, Yahuwah. All right. On that note, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Peace be with you.